Hi guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm going to go through the best gaming monitors you can buy. Now in this video I'll be going through the entire range, from the cheapest gaming monitors to very expensive 4K or ultra-wide gaming monitors. I've reviewed over in excess of 140 monitors and I play competitive Counter-Strike on pretty much a daily basis. As such, hopefully you'll trust my opinion. And furthermore, all the monitors I'll be mentioning are monitors I've tested myself. In the description below you'll see timestamps, you'll see also buy links where you can buy them from your localized Amazon store if you're interested, and of course my review if you're interested in more details about that set monitor. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first off is the AOC G2260V. Now this is a Full HD 75Hz gaming monitor. It does have a TN panel, so therefore you're not going to get good color accuracy, but it does have a decent response time and input lag. For its price, it's very affordable, and therefore if you're on a budget, then this monitor is a good starting point. Next up is the iiyama GB2530HSU. Now this monitor is slightly bigger than the AOC that I just mentioned. It does have pretty much the same specs. It's a TN panel, Full HD and 75Hz. However, over the AOC it's slightly larger and also has a fully adjustable stand. So you might want to consider this if you've got slightly more money to spend over the AOC. Next up, we've got my favorite budget gaming monitor. It's the AOC 24G2U. Now the reason why it's my favorite is because it has an IPS panel, and yet it has Full HD and also 144Hz, all for under £200, at least in the UK. In this case, it's got good color accuracy, good response time, surprisingly good input lag, and of course 144Hz. If you're looking for a fantastic all-rounder, not just for gaming, this is a fantastic pick. Now if you're looking for something that's a little bit bigger than the monitors I've already mentioned, and you're not super competitive and you're more of a casual gamer or want a monitor that you can actually watch movies with, then the AOC 3279VWFD8, ridiculous monitor name, is a 31.5-inch IPS display that runs at 75Hz. Yes, it might not have 144Hz, but it's fantastic for more casual gamers or people who want just a larger display on their desktop. Now we move into what I would call the sweet spot of gaming monitors, 1440p. Now this Acer Nitro VG270UQ is my favorite under £350 gaming monitor. It has 1440p, a very responsive IPS panel, and has 144Hz. It might not have the best stand in the world, but on the whole, its color accuracy combined with its gaming credentials are sensational. It's a great match made in heaven. A little side note on that monitor, there's a few different variations. I haven't tested the HDR 400 variant because I think that runs on a different panel, so you might want to bear that in mind before purchasing that monitor. Make sure you've got the exact model number that I've mentioned. If you want something slightly larger than the Acer Nitro, you might want to consider this AOC CQ32G1. It's a 31.5-inch 1440p but VA based 144Hz panel. Now this monitor won't have the same sort of performance as the Acer Nitro, so it's really more suited for people who want a slightly larger screen and aren't super competitive, whereas with the Acer Nitro you'll see yourself as more of a competitive gamer. Next up is the Samsung LHG70. Now this by far is my favorite HDR gaming monitor. The reason I mention this is because it's got 144Hz, 1440p and a quantum dot VA panel made by Samsung. In this case, you've got great color accuracy, decent response time and input lag, but furthermore, you've got HDR 600 standard. Unlike a lot of monitors in its price range which have HDR 400 or below, this one actually does have proper HDR credentials. And furthermore, if you're looking for a gaming monitor that has HDR or playing on console, for example, then this monitor is one you should definitely consider. Now moving on from the Acer Nitro that I mentioned before, these monitors that will come up next are very similar. The reason why is because they've also got 1440p 144Hz IPS panels. However, this BenQ EX2780Q is fantastic because of its connectivity options. Furthermore, its stand is fantastic and overall color reproduction is incredible. So if you want something that has a little bit more, but then it's going to cost you a little bit more of a premium, then you want to consider this BenQ. Similarly, the Acer XF270HUA is a fantastic all-rounder. Now the reason this might be slightly more expensive than the previous Acer Nitro is simply because it's got slightly better credentials. By that I mean in terms of its input lag and response time. Its input lag is so good that it's among the best tested gaming monitors I've ever come across with its input lag. So much so that I was so impressed that I actually bought it myself, at least its predecessor, the non-HUA version. This monitor is honestly incredible for a competitive gamer. If you're less of a competitive gamer playing at a really high level, then I would suggest getting the Acer Nitro instead, or of course, if you do want a better stand, maybe consider the BenQ. Now we move over to a 165Hz monitor. Now I'm not overly concerned about 165 Hz over 144 Hz. In fact, anything above 144 Hz is somewhat shady territory in my opinion. But in this case, this 165 Hz VA based panel that runs at 1440p is extremely impressive. The AOC AGON AG273QX pretty much ticks every single box. It's a really good all-rounder. Of course, it's slightly more expensive than your 144Hz monitors that I mentioned before, but this monitor has also HDR 400 capabilities. Now, HDR 400 isn't fantastic, but the reproduction that this monitor does is a little bit better than other monitors out there. So you might want to consider this monitor if you do want somewhat basic HDR compatibility and also want a decent all-rounder. Now, very similar to the AOC except just a larger screen monitor is this Asus ROG Strix XG32VWQ. As I mentioned before, it's very much the same as this AOC except the fact that it's 31.5 inch. So if you want a slightly larger monitor and you want the same thing as the AOC and you don't mind spending that little bit extra, then you should definitely consider this Asus monitor. Now we move into the world of 4K. Now personally, as a competitive gamer, I don't think 4K monitors are quite there. But still, I do want to mention them because some people will be wanting to game in 4K, be it because they're not competitive gamers or if they want to game on console. In this case, let's start off with this Philips monitor, the 436M6VBPAB. Again, ridiculous monitor name. This monitor is a 43-inch 4K HDR monitor. When I mean HDR, this has got an HDR 1000 plus certification. Therefore, you're going to get real HDR. Yes, it's a 60Hz monitor, but if you're looking for a 4K monitor and you want a really good overall gaming monitor, specifically if you're on console, and you want something that's relatively big, then you should definitely consider this Philips monitor. Moving on from the Philips, we've got this Acer Nitro XV273K. Now this is a 27-inch, 120/144Hz 4K gaming monitor. Now this IPS panel is fantastic to look at. In terms of gaming, it's not got the best response time or input lag, but overall it is fantastic if you are more of a casual gamer. So this really ticks the box for most casual gamers, and as I said before, if you're looking to spend serious dollar, then this monitor is a good starting point. Now this 4K monitor is among the most expensive gaming monitors I've ever come across, the Acer Predator X27. It's 27-inch, IPS, 144Hz, has FreeSync and G-Sync compatibility. You might be thinking, oh, what's the difference between the one you just mentioned? Well, this one has HDR 1000 compatibility and also has full array local dimming. In other words, it's an incredible monitor, somewhat similar to, let's say, a TV where you've got fantastic image reproduction. In this case, the Acer X27 is very, very expensive. So it's not, you shouldn't take it lightly in terms of purchasing it, but if you're looking for the best 4K gaming monitor, then this is probably it. And now we move on to Ultrawide monitors, and starting off with the AOC CQ34G2X. Now this monitor has got 1440p, 144Hz, and it's got a VA panel. Now as far as ultrawides go at this price range, I don't think you're going to find anything better. It's not the most competitive gaming monitor. In other words, if you're looking for a competitive gaming monitor, look at the flat panels instead of the ultra-wides. But if you are more of a casual gamer, then you'll want to consider this monitor given its price. Up from there, there's a massive step up, and the reason why is because this AOC AGON AG352UCG6 is one of my favorite ultra-wide gaming monitors. The reason why, it's got 120Hz, G-Sync compatibility and 1440p. Overall color accuracy is extremely good, and furthermore does appeal to a competitive gamer in terms of its input lag and response time. So it's a definite step up from the cheaper AOC monitor that I mentioned before, and in this case this AOC ultra-wide monitor is one you should consider if you're more of a competitive gamer and you want an ultra-wide monitor. Now to round off, we've got the LG 34GK950F. Now this is a 144Hz 1440p monitor, 21:9 ultra-wide gaming monitor with AMD FreeSync 2 because of HDR 400 compatibility. In this case, this is a somewhat do-it-all monitor. It's perfect for competitive gamers, great for those who are more casual gamers as well, and it's got the good color accuracy as well. So in other words, this is a somewhat perfect ultra-wide gaming monitor, but as such you're going to have to pay the premium. So there we have it, guys. That's been my list of my favorite gaming monitors that I've reviewed. Now, if you've got any other suggestions, make sure you do post them down in the comments below for monitors you want me to check out or monitors you want some opinion on. I can give you my opinion if I've seen it or reviewed it. As mentioned before, in the description below you'll see all the monitors listed, buy links, reviews and all that good stuff. Of course, if you found this video helpful, do give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more honest content, and also favourite and share if anyone's looking for a gaming monitor. This video might be helpful to them. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care and bye bye.